Okay, so this is round one of the first uh, format library championship. So we did a Swiss tournament on uh, February February 10th and February 11th was Top Cut. So I'm playing against Try, who I don't really know, so I have no idea what he's playing. I'm playing Goat Control. Okay, my opening hand. That Sinister Serpent's important. Um, and I'd like to get that Air Knight on the field pretty quickly. So I'm setting DD Warrior Lady to bait knock. So maybe the following turn I can do Serpent plus meta or set Serpent, set Torrential. So we'll see if he has knock to open and what he's playing. So he opens with pot. It's basically evens out that I won rock, paper, scissors. So he has Abyss Soldier. That can either be tech in Goat Control or uh, kind of one of the main cards in a zoo or an aggro deck. So he will attack DD and banish. I'll banish, obviously. So, kind of reading that he doesn't have knock based off that. It's like sort of a subpar use of an Abyss Soldier, right? He didn't have a Sinister Serpent, so he was just kind of throwing that Abyss Soldier away. He has no monster in the field, so I drew fifth. Um, but my hand is Meta and Prima, and I'm not activating either of those anytime soon before I would flip fifth. So I felt like setting faith was kind of pointless. So I set Serpent and Torrential. He has a Dust. Um, and I think that he top decked that Nobleman of Crossout. So I think I was correct about my read that he didn't have it in his opening hand, but he just drew it. And he said he has DD Warrior Lady anyway, so maybe I should have set like another card next to Torrential to catch that DD. I could have set like Faith plus a spell and like hoped that read that he would either use Breaker or Dust and the end phase and destroy the spell, and then my Faith would like have an actual target in the graveyard. I think if I could go back and do this game over, I would have tried to set Faith there because that Serpent was just so valuable. Even if he didn't have knock, he would have had DD Warrior Lady to banish the Serpent. That would have been bad too. So now I'm just kind of like frustrated, and I think this is a mistake. I'm using meta on Faith like right away to take this DD Warrior Lady. I think that's pretty foolish. I have it's still early in the game. I have 6,500. He only has 3 in hand. I should have set Dust, held meta, held Faith, and ended and tried to go for like a play on my following turn with no back row on his side, because I could Dust. So that was stupid. The Thousand Eyes walks straight into Book of Moon. Now he has MST. Doesn't matter. My Thousand Eyes is going to die anyway. So yeah, kind of not the best start to the tournament. Playing a little too loose, really 2 mistakes. So now he tributes DD for Air Knight. He's just gonna get that Air Knight out of his hand and do some damage and draw a card. So, looking at his graveyard, he's played like Dust, Knock, Book, Abyss. So it kind of looks to me like he's playing tacked out Goat Control with Abyss Soldiers as his like beaters. So maybe he doesn't play like so many flips or Zero Priest or something. Maybe he only plays one Air Knight. I don't know. So I top deck Merchant, not good. I don't have anything to premature back. This Air Knight's just gonna probably destroy me. I have to like top deck my way out of this. Maybe top BLS and like hope that he has no answer to BLS. So some of these plays take a while. There was some major lag in this tournament. We had like 40 people all using the goat control lobby on Dueling Book. Okay, so he summons Berserk Gorilla. I remember thinking that okay, this is just more like beater tech in his goat build. Like, why would you play Air Knight in a Beast Down deck? So Merchant, that was pretty good. I get the draw. Graceful. However, I'm really close to being dead. Ring kills me. Any hit with pretty much any beater kills me. Air Knight will kill me. Not looking too good. Have to draw 3 really good cards off Graceful here. BLS. I basically need BLS and like protection probably. Not how you want to play. Just relying on Graceful hitting your BLS in the first 30. So my next card is Tribe. That would be fine if I wasn't in such a bad spot. If I had some protection maybe or more cards. So Graceful doesn't really give me anything good. I got Sook, Meta, Sangin. There is pretty much no play that I can do here that will leave me like feeling safe when I end my turn. Um, normally I'd love to use Sook to just kill the Berserk Gorilla for free, but I can't do that because I'll just lose to Air Knight the following turn. So I end up discarding Sook and Air Knight. Maybe I should have discarded Sangin. I decided to just discard my entire hand for Tribe. So, basically, the 2 cards on his board are a problem. Either of them would kill me or run over Tribe. So just get rid of them. Hope he has like a total brick for a hand. He doesn't have a dark monster. I don't know. Maybe he has more spell and trap removal. Who knows? Okay, he has Abyss, another Abyss, so double Abyss. And he drew Serpent recently. Okay, so he just wins by doing a direct attack. Okay, so I did not side deck because I really had no idea what he was playing. I didn't want to side into something like suboptimal. Oh, whoa. Sorry, I'm on fast forward. It's going way too fast. So I set Scapegoat to start, and he goes crazy. He plays MST on Goat, then Pot, then Lightning Vortex discarding Sinister, and King Tiger Wangu. So that's just an insane sequence of events there. So I have a King Tiger to deal with, but he just kind of he went -1 using MST on Goat, and then he ended up spending a real card Vortex on the Goat, so that's a true -1. But that he also went +1 with Pot again. Oh, sorry. Let's just kick normal speed. So I will Graceful. My hand was pretty dead to that King Tiger. This is actually a really hard decision about what to discard with Graceful here. My hand is Book, Knock, Tribe, Air Knight, BLS, Torrential, Heavy Storm, MST. So like right away, my eye is drawn to the fact that I have both Heavy and MST. I probably want to discard one of those. I can't use this graceful here to set up my BLS right away. So maybe I even want to discard the BLS. It's dead right now, and I'm in a situation where I'm under a decent amount of pressure. It's like already mid-game. So I ended up discarding Erne and Knock. Yeah, that actually makes sense because he kind of just gave away that he is either main decking some kind of aggro deck or sided into it with the King Tiger. So that kind of suggests Knock might be dead for the entire duel. So it's a good discard. And Erne, obviously, I can't summon either. I am keeping a dead BLS in hand, but I also have Tribe. So whenever I draw a dark, I have a way to just pitch the dark and bring out BLS right away. So yeah, I chose to play Heavy Storm there, which is a little weird, but I'm thinking I want to set this Torrential. I don't want it to get hit by an end phase Dust, so I did hit a Dust with my Heavy Storm. And I'm thinking, eventually in this duel, if I'm in a position to win, I'm going to be bringing out BLS, and I'd rather have MST when I bring out BLS than Heavy Storm because that can protect against Snatch or like an end phase ring or something that he sets. So I'll set Torrential. I'll be patient with this Tribe here. Hope to draw a Dark or hope to draw another out to King Tiger because you can make King Tiger go -1 if you draw the right like combination of cards to get it. It only has 1,000 defense and 1,700 attack. So like Breaker will plus over it if you don't use the counter. It is something you can book as well. And I do have a book in hand, so I could set like a flip effect and then book it, and then summon Sook after that, and then use Sook to kill the King Tiger. So it looks scary, but it's not that scary, and I do have like some outs in my hand right now. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping he just like gets really reckless, summons like an Abyss Soldier into this Torrential, but I'm not sure. So either I'm taking 17 here, which it looks like I am, or I'm going to keep him from. Either way, I'm going to keep him from doing more damage by summoning a second monster. So I really did want that Torrential on the field. So he'll end his turn by setting a monster after I just discarded Knock. So I kind of doubt that that's real. I think that that's probably Sinister Serpent set there. So I draw Dust. That's not great. More redundancy and no immediate answer to King Tiger. So I can set the Dust. Right now I could like chain Dust because he didn't use end phase Dust, so I know that he doesn't have a Dust. He'll end up poking. Doesn't flip his set monster. That that just further indicates that he set Serpent. So nothing to fear there. I top Faith. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna set Faith. I have a Graceful in the graveyard, and I have no other good play. At this point, I'm a little bit in a little bit of hot water. I have 2,900 life. He's a King Tiger, so I will set book. If he has heavy, he's just gonna win this match. Most likely. So I don't really care about playing around heavy. Either way, it would really suck. So I'd rather play to avoid something like a Mystic level 2 being able to negate my Magician of Faith's effect. So I'll take the gamble. Go for, I'm playing to win. I'm not playing not to lose. So he had a Sangan set. And he tributes it for Airnet. I wonder how long he'd been waiting to do that. Maybe he was reading like I have mass removal. I think that Airnet came from the right side of his hand, which means he was holding it. So he's going to search for Tsukuyomi. Okay. He's playing Aggro with Air Knights and Tsukuyomi and King Tiger. Still don't really understand his deck, like what it is. I'm really confused, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so he'll attack. He's not fearing Mirror Force, or he's just like saying fuck it. So I will book the Air Knight. I don't want him to draw a card. Air Knight only has 1400 defense too, so I have the potential to run it over later. Tiger will hit face, send it to the graveyard, but I'll get back Graceful and not take any damage this turn. That's perfect. So yeah, I didn't Torrential there because I felt like I really needed the Faith to resolve and to get Graceful. Might have been a little risky, maybe he was tributing and then had Knock in his hand, but lucky for me, he did not have Knock. I knew he only had 2 other cards at the start of that turn. One was a Serpent, one was Sook. So there's 2 unknown cards in his hand, and neither are Knock. So I'm going to make a push, probably, so I want to see what his set card is. I end up using Dust to hit book. Maybe could have waited on that Dust one more turn, or one more play. So Graceful leads me to a Dark, but it's Sangin. Not the Dark I ideally want to banish. I also draw Merchant, Book, and Scapegoat this turn. So another hard decision on what to discard with Graceful. Yeah, so now I can potentially discard Tribe. But because I don't need it anymore to pitch a Dark Monster to set up BLS. But that Tribe at the same time is my only answer to anything he uses to counter my BLS or summon, any other big monster he summons. So, discarding it here is not great. It's also got decent attack. I'm also about to definitely bring out probably 2 monsters this turn. So this Scapegoat's not looking too good to me in my hand here. So I'll probably discard Scapegoat and Sangin. Then basically all the other cards in my hand are alive right now. And I can use bring out BLS and I can either double attack and clear both his monsters right now, but he does have a Dark in graveyard, and I really can't tell what he's playing. So if he is playing BLS, I really don't want him to bring it out. So I'm happy to spend 2 turns getting rid of his monsters and not doing any damage in order to play around a Chaos monster here. So I'll banish his set Air Knight. I still have an Air Knight in graveyard, so if I draw Call or Prima, that's great. Once again, set my entire hand because he kind of just told me he doesn't have Heavy Storm in his hand. If he had Heavy Storm, he would have definitely played it last turn. He had 1 spell that was a book, semi-chainable to my 3, and he summoned an Air Knight into that. So yeah, that would have been a turn for him to use his Heavy Storm if he had it. So he doesn't have it, so I'm gonna risk that he won't top deck it. He's got 28 left in deck. You used Pot already, so he's either gonna hard draw Heavy Storm, which is really a low percent chance he'll do, or hard draw Graceful into Heavy Storm as well, so that's also low. So I like to play the odds when I can, especially when I'm behind. Taking a calculated risk like that is a good idea, I think. I never know what to think when a player in the chat is telling me, "Oh, my hand is bad," or "This sucks." Usually I think they're actually telling the truth, but I kind of just ignore it anyway. It doesn't really matter, and you can't really trust information that your opponent gives you like that. It doesn't mean anything. Okay, so he's summoning DD. Once again, not playing around Mirror Force, but I guess he doesn't care if he loses the Tiger. He's trying to attack BLS, and I'm going to book. This BLS is basically like my win condition right here, so I will spend a card to trade with the DD. Tiger pokes Merchant, flips to give me meta. And I still have a MST to protect my BLS. So, throwing that book away didn't matter that much. All right, now I top Sook so I can, once again, I want to banish his set monster. It's a DD, it's another light. It's something that will remove my BLS in battle. So I'll start the turn by banishing his King Tiger. So now I can summon Sook, before I could not because of King Tiger. Banish his set DD as well, using BLS's effect twice in one turn. Poke for 1100 and end my turn. So he has Sook, Serpent, two cards that are presumably not spells and traps. He didn't even set a bluff there, which would have been a good time to set a bluff. So he's got two other monsters and some new top deck. So the new top deck is Snatch Seal. Lucky for me, I have MST set. Well, not really luck. I planned that all along. I planned that all the way back when I used Heavy Storm instead of MST on turn 2. Because I knew I wanted to save MST to protect the BLS I was eventually going to summon. So, yeah, that's not really luck. So he sets a bluff. He sets Sook. I'll banish. He probably might play DD monsters. He might be playing Chaos and be setting a light. I don't think it's worth it to double attack there. But also I get to attack with BLS anyway with Sook. Yes, I'm giving up a normal summon to summon Sook, but I think that's okay. So right now, I'm sitting at 2,900 here. I just used my MST. My only big fear here is Ring of Destruction. So it'll still be a tie now, but I got him below 3,000, so he can't win with Ring, which is just good for me. Yeah, that was definitely the turn to do as much damage as I could within reason. Okay, he tops Exile. That's an out to BLS, but that's okay. It's just a 1-for-1 trade, and it cost him a normal. So now this tribe comes into play. Literally only using it to attack. Poke for 1,600 damage, which will put him into lethal life point range at 1,200. And I drew Sakuratu as well, so I can protect this tribe. I've known for a while that he hasn't had Heavy Storm. Every turn it's like a 2 or 3% chance that he'll draw it, maybe more. But I'm gonna keep risking that to give myself the best chance to win. He has Tribe. I think that was a top deck too. He discards Serpent. So I still think he has just 2 monsters there that he doesn't want to summon. So yeah, that's good. The tribe goes to the graveyard. His tribe too, because they're both the same Aqua type. And I have game. Set Sook in order to meta it into Darkfire, which will do enough damage for game. So yeah, I think now I'm thinking, okay, this is probably just Beast Down, so I'm definitely gonna side deck here. The thing I'm siding for aggro decks is Jujitsu Master. I have 2 of them. I've also got Creature Swap, which I feel pretty good about using here because he's not shown me all that much in terms of spell and trap, like disruption. So I saw Book. So he's playing like some kind of aggro deck with books. I saw Dust Tornado. I think I saw Saku, but I didn't see like Solemn Judgment or Compulsory Evacuation Device or even like Trap Dust Shoot. So he's not playing a very like disruptive set of spells and traps. He was playing Lightning Vortex, so I felt pretty good about bringing in Creature Swap here, and I actually draw it in my opening hand. If I would have to guess what I sided out, I might have sided out Morphing Jar. And my 2 copies of Nobleman Crossout. I have not seen a single flip effect this entire game. The only monster he set at one point was the Sangan. And I probably set it out Azura Priest because I didn't see any monsters with like less than 1700 attack or any scapegoats. And why am I setting out Azura Priest with Creature Swap? Because there are other ways to play Creature Swap. There's like 5 or 6 other ways, other targets I have. I have like the 2 Sooks, I have a Sangan, I have a Sinister Serpent, and I have 2 copies of Scapegoat. So I don't really need Azura to play Swap in Goat Control. Yeah, so he started his turn with Enrage, Battle Ox, and a Sat Spell or Trap. I take like kind of a risk here. I'm really hard reading that he set an aggressive spell or trap, probably just Dust or MST. Okay, so yeah, I got to kill the Enraged Battle Ox for free with Sook. He does reveal that he has MST. He uses Zenphase MST on Ring of Destruction. I'm okay with that, I guess. He drops Abyss Soldier, pokes me for 1800. And he just ends his turn with no back row. So I think he's probably playing a deck with not enough good back row. So now Creature Swap is guaranteed to be really successful here. So I'll summon Sangan and swap it over for Abyss. Attack the Sangan. I'm going to get Sinister Serpent. So now I've basically turned the tables on him. I have my own Abyss Soldier lock that he's got to deal with. Oh, it looks like I kept Nobleman Crossout in. I don't know why the hell I did that. But it's pretty useful here because I do have Sukuyami. Maybe I did that because I kept books too. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think I sided out Dust Tornado because he was like showing me that he has like no back row at all. In game 2, I was drawing all this like extra spell and trap removal I didn't really need. So I probably sided out Dusts instead of Knock. It looks like it kind of is working out for me. But I got a little lucky with that. Okay, so he has to spend Exile just to clear the Abyss Soldier. Once again, leaving me in a good spot in terms of momentum, tempo, whatever you call it. So I think I top Graceful there. Which is great. I already searched for Serpent. I'll just activate, set myself up for a stronger play this turn at little downside. So, pretty good hand. All these cards set up well. A lot of removal. Only 2 monsters I have to worry about normal summoning. Ended up discarding Storm there. It's questionable. Could have discarded Goat, but I guess I'm just feeling like, this guy is playing Beast down. He set MST turn 1, didn't do anything else. Maybe he's got like a breaker in hand, or another dust or heavy, and maybe he's just going to heavy this scapegoat here, and I'll get to activate it. And if he spends spell and trap removal on this scapegoat here, it's basically game over. Like, how the hell is he going to kill me? Barring like a Zura Priest. He just sets across my set. Never a great outcome. I top pot, draw knock. Yeah, there's like no way I'm losing this game if I play this out properly. He set Sook as a bluff. I activated knock before playing Pot of Greed so that, if he had set like some kind of flip effect and I had it in my deck, I could banish it, thin my deck before playing pot. So I don't want to draw another flip effect with this setup that I have. It would be just a dead card, basically. So yeah, there is a dead card, a Merchant. I'll discard Serpent and I think Merchant here. This Air Knight's actually pretty useful. I can hard summon it to convert into, like pressure mode. It can also help with this combo I have with Scapegoat, Meta, plus Air Knight. So I can like use Goat for monster removal, and then go into Air Knight to ungoat lock myself. Okay, so setting that second spell in a trap, the book did bait him into activating Heavy Storm, which is also good. So now, as long as I don't think he plays Faith, but as long as I keep him from getting back that Heavy Storm, can set as many spell and trap as I want, which is good, especially when someone's playing like a more aggressive deck, whatever it is. So I'll chain Scapegoat there. Normally you would think like, oh, don't do that, you're gonna go lock yourself. But I do have this play where I can do meta into Air Knight, so I don't really care. I'd rather be safe and use the Scapegoat. And I don't have any fear of walking into Torrential either. I can use Faith to get back Storm right here. I'm just using, I'm getting back 1-for-1 cards here because I'm already up so much in advantage. So the best way to press my advantage is to trade, make 1-for-1 trades, as opposed to like drawing more with Pot of Greed. So I use Storm, I hit a Dust again. Now I use Meta to take his set monster, using Meta instead of Nobleman at crossout because I really want to summon Air Knight in this situation, ungoat lock myself, and exert like a ton of pressure. He set Morphing Jar actually, but I wasn't going to let him resolve that. So yeah, I don't know what he's playing. Aggro plus flips plus no back row. So Air Knight hits, I draw Book, Saku. That's too much protection. He's never going to break through. So I'll just set all of it. Yeah, we had some major issues with lag. This is a misplay. I should have set the second Saku as well. Like, pretty much no reason not to. Maybe I do want a heavy next turn with Faith or something, but I don't know. If all 3 cards in his hand were live or something, I might need all 3 of my traps, but I guess he's just going to scoop because he's attacking into a Saku with King Tiger. I'll just attack again with Air Knight, putting in lethal damage range, attacking with Faith 2. Now one more Air Knight hit and he loses. Yeah, this turn I realized I was being stupid. I set both Saku and Mirror Force, so the extra redundancy is good in this spot because he's not going to activate Heavy Storm. This is just an impossible situation for him. He just shows that he has creature swap. Yeah, I don't know why you would side in creature swap against me playing goat control. So that's a match. Good games tried. That was round 1, 1-0 in Swiss. There's going to be 6 rounds, so I'll work on those next.